But now to shift gears and maybe win anyone back who is a strong Rubinite and hater of everything PC. On the other side of the aisle here, we got Ellen posting a picture because after Usain Bolt won his race handily, and it was a really funny picture where he was essentially turning and like smiling at the camera somehow, and everybody else was 3 feet behind him or 5 feet behind him, just looking like they're dying trying to catch him. Really funny photo. Really cool catch. What are the odds that that frame would be snapped? Pretty cool. But anyway, she posted on her Twitter, or it might not be her, honestly. It might be some staffer that works at her show, but either way, her Twitter is that picture with Ellen in like a sort of exercise clothing attire, riding on Bolt's back, saying, "This is how I'm running errands from now on." Now, people have lost their shit over this. People have absolutely lost their shit. Look at this racism. Look at this racism. And then we got the other side. We got people who I'm just going to call them the Rubinites. It's too easy. It's the only shorthand way I know to call people who hate social justice people. The Rubinites, on the other hand, people in that group saying, look at Ellen. She doesn't have a racist bone in her body. Clearly, there's no intent here. What are we doing? So I'm actually going to weigh in on this, and this is always dangerous territory, and that's tough. But here's what I think. I think we need a new word. We really do. And we don't need to get rid of racism. I'm not saying we stop calling anything racist or think nothing's racist, that sort of thing. Racism exists for sure, and people post things that are racist. People say things that are racist all the time. So I'm not saying we get rid of racism as a word, but I do think we need a new word for this, because this isn't racist, I don't think. I really don't. It's something, but it's not racist. Now, you may remember even currently, there's like a meme that goes around where Michael Phelps is in the pool, and it said, like, if I were trapped on a desert island, all I would need is Michael Phelps, a gold medal on a stick. And there's sometimes a picture of someone riding on Michael Phelps's back, photoshopped. And look, I know that I don't like the, well, what if this was white people argument. I don't like that because I do think things are different. I mean, white people don't have the same history, obviously. We have the opposite history in this country. So I'm not making that as this isn't racist because look at where we did it to white people. I'm pointing out that that is the joke, that there are these super athletes where I'm like, the joke there is that he's going to just swim me to safety, and Bolt is so fast, he's just going to run me my errands at light speed. I truly believe, and feel free to disagree if you do, I don't believe the intent or even the motivation behind the tweet was racist or had some maybe unconscious racism. I don't believe that. So the only debate in my mind, to put that aside, because I'm personally unconvinced. I think it's just a joke. It's a joke. But the only debate in my mind, and it's a legitimate question, is, well, does intent matter? Now, I've had that debate on this show with, I think, when it comes to ableist language, stuff like that. Does intent matter? Well, in some ways, I don't think it does. But in other ways, I do. So let me illuminate that a little bit. In what way is this photo of Ellen on Usain Bolt racist? Does this suggest that black people are inferior somehow? I don't really, because that's what racist means, or support. All I want to say is I think there needs to be a different term. I think it should be reminiscent of racism or suggestive, or obviously we'd need to come up with a better one, but something that reminds people of racist times. Because that's really all it is. What's happening is people see this picture and they think, oh man, there was a time when black people were slaves, when white people were in control of them, when, they did their bidding, that sort of thing. And this is reminiscent or kind of suggestive of that. Whereas riding Michael Phelps in the pool or on a desert island or whatever to freedom isn't reminiscent of that. But it's the same thing. It's the same joke. No one intended anything other than the joke with these two things. Unless you really think Ellen is some closet racist, which I just don't. I don't think the intent is there. Now, I'll freely admit this is all a pipe dream and it's never going to happen. But I do wish there was a word that was like, hey, this is and insert word here. Let's pretend the word means this is reminiscent of slavery. And then that way it could be, so, imagine that. Ellen could say, oh, shit, you know what? That picture is reminiscent of a racist time in our country. That's not good. You know what? Then that takes away the accusation, that takes away the, well, wait a minute, it's not racist. It's just a joke. It's definitely not racist. She's just saying he's really fast, and it takes away all that debate. And it brings it down to, whoa, wait a minute. I posted something. Now I didn't intend to make this something, but this is reminiscent of racism, of racist times. I get it. You know what? You're right. Sorry. I missed that. I'll take it down. Now, this is never going to happen, but don't you think that would be better? Now, there are times when people just say racist shit, and it's fine to call them racist. I'm not one of those people who thinks, oh, the word's meaningless. It's never right. I think it's in cases like this specifically, where the intent, you can pretty much tell, you know the person, she has a history that you know of. You can tell she's not a racist. This isn't even meant to be racist. This is unfortunate is what it is. And I just wish that instead of the accusation of this is racist, we could have hey, this is reminiscent of something. This reminds people that when black people see this picture, they might think, oh my God, that looks very demeaning. That looks like back when we were slaves and white people could do, essentially have us do whatever they wanted, that sort of thing. And then it would be so much easier to maintain dignity and say, you know what, that's an accident. I'm sorry. Whereas when you have the accusation of racism, or you're racist, that's racist. Look at this. It's racism. You always give the people who want to deny that racism is even a problem, you always give them the out of, well, no, look at it. It's just a harmless joke. It's just a joke. Look at this Michael Phelps meme. It's the same thing. It's just a joke. You guys are completely unreasonable. It just gives you that little bit of goodwill, I think, and it gives you that room. So this is a pipe dream, will never happen, but I did want to emphasize, I think it would make things better. I really do.